All right, Logan Stone, Darren Breyer here with you. Seventh inning stretch. A lot to get into. We're going to react. 24 hours it's been since the World Baseball Classic. Disappointing loss for Team USA. Me and Logan will get into the nitty gritty of that game. What does that mean for USA Baseball going forward? Who disappointed us? Who surprised us a little bit? And then Garrett Cole, is he going to be back sooner than I think? We'll get into that thought too. But World Baseball Classic, that's where we're at tonight. Seventh inning starts now. All right, Logan. USA goes down yesterday 3-2 to Venezuela. So many angles to dive into. I mean, just a ton. I could hit you on every nitty gritty thing that we could possibly hit on when it came to this one individual game, a World Baseball Classic together. We'll try to hit all the different angles of it. But we had talked about this 2 weeks ago before it had started. We said it's better than spring training, obviously. Let us be entertained. Entertain us a little bit along the way. USA make a deep run. What are your just kind of initial thoughts of it before we kind of dive into some of the things I know we didn't necessarily love about Team USA in that last game? I mean,
Initial thoughts of the whole tournament?
Yeah, did you feel good about that overall?
Yeah, the tournament was awesome. I mean, Italy, Venezuela. There was another team I felt was kind of underrated, but they all pretty much showed up, and it was really awesome to see. It growing more. I don't know if you've heard anything about Cervelli.
I mean, I've heard. I know who he is.
Yeah, but he's spent the last 10 years trying to grow the sport of baseball in Italy. And so it was really cool to kind of see him and hear the stories behind that, because he's trying to get Italy to catch on to that. Anyways, but I mean, as for America, the pitching was a lot better than I thought it would be, and which is weird because going into it, I was thinking I was really worried about the pitching itself, and I was like, oh, the hitting's going to be fine. Yeah. And so, but it was actually the opposite. I mean, and so,
I was going to say, did you find yourself, because I feel like as we kind of deep dive into what you're saying, the last game though leaves a bad taste, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what for you was the biggest takeaway from that final game versus Venezuela, other than we're obviously second place, not the world champs? What was your kind of big takeaways from that game?
The All-Stars didn't look like All-Stars. I mean, it was like Aaron Judge did not look like Aaron Judge. Bryce Harper, I mean, until that last at bat, didn't look like Bryce Harper. I mean, Cal Raleigh was 0 for 7, I think, in the entire tournament. A lot of those guys who are hot commodities were not producing, and so it just didn't feel like it was the same team that we would get in mid-July.
Now, looking at that last game, I think I told you before, I'd rather see them in it than Venezuela in it than Italy, because I think it's a better matchup. I think there's better things at stake for baseball in general when Venezuela makes it over Italy. I think we saw the results of that here short term, that you'll get a little bit. But I just think that it's the one thing about this game that proves to show me is the teams run Team USA. And what I mean by teams is I mean the Major League Baseball teams. They run Team USA. Whereas, and I think I made this point last episode, was eventually in the NBA, when they started losing, and I know Japan's beaten them before and they're dominant, but USA feels like they're right there. But when you start getting beaten by Italy and Venezuela in the same tournament, as a nation, you say, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing to not put our best product on the court? And in this case, the field. And at what point does baseball just say, World Team USA Baseball says, like NBA Olympic baseball did, or NBA did too with the Olympics, it said, you're either all in or you're not. And that came, and all the great players went all in. and then you have them for the tournament. Whether they get hurt or not, that's a different story during the tournament. But like,
Yeah.
For me, Logan, that's my biggest takeaway is like, when is USA team baseball gonna just go all in on this? They feel like they've always had one big foot in, but then a little bit out, and to me, that affects this. When you freaking have Mark DeRosa after the game saying, "Hey, why didn't somebody ask him? Why didn't you put Mason Miller in the ninth inning? Every home team does that with their closer in the ninth inning." He goes, "We wanted to honor the Padres." I mean, that's your quote. I mean, Logan, that to me, that's my biggest issue with this whole thing.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, there are 2 points that made me think of. I saw a quote today, and I think this is a perfect quote. It's from Colin Beasley from the Post Gazette. Never heard of it. It's probably
That sounds like Texas,
maybe.
maybe. Texas somewhere.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think it's a New York thing. But he says America doesn't quite realize how special the tournament is, and it's costing Team USA dominance over the sport the country invented. And I think that's a big thing. Is like and let's be honest, like MLB teams do not just control over America, the Team America. It like we saw Venezuela got hit with the restrictions last night, and we saw it throughout the tournament. The thing is, and yeah, it was just hard to kind of justify that, and like American teams need to kind of let loose and just say, like, let players say, "Hey, I'm gonna play this. If I get hurt, I get hurt." But and I understand that that's like a really naive kind of standpoint right there. Is like, oh, if I get hurt, I get hurt. But you lose, you lose a player for like a year and paying him $30 million to sit on the bench for a non-competitive season or for non-competitive reasons. The second thing is I see a lot of flack going towards Mark DeRosa, and I'm not really sure that fans understand what a manager in the WBC is like. Like a manager in the world in a regular season is a lot different than what the manager does in the All-Star game or even in the WBC. The thing with the WBC is you're renting basically these players from teams for 2 weeks, and you kind of gotta make sure that you leave the players exactly how you left them or you found them. Otherwise, I mean, it's going to be a whole shit show.
Okay, but the way you just said it, Logan, that to me then is why I made my point is like you either have to do what you're saying, whether you're respecting these teams for 2.5, 3 weeks, or you're trying to win. It doesn't mean you're abusing somebody's arm. It doesn't mean like anything like that. But come on, like if you say Mason Miller's available, you're using him in the ninth inning. Like it doesn't mean you're throwing him 30 pitches. Maybe he's on a 20 pitch count. But that's the spot you're using him. Like that's where you're putting him in the game. Even if Anthony gets in trouble there, he should be ready to go. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. And that's my point is like this happened with basketball. It's my greatest example of my lifetime is they started losing. And it was like, all right, here we go. And then let's be honest, if the players say they want to be in, unless they have written in their contract, they'll be in. Like they will be, right? And so I think that's the one thing that Team USA needs to uphold. But I think DeRosa does deserve a little blame because of the way he used Miller at the end of the game. Like he did make some good calls though with Henderson playing the other night. He gets a homer, right? You can't just rip on him for everything. And what do you expect from a manager that has a team together for 3 weeks? I mean, that's not real coaching. Like at the same time, that's just managing like people. And obviously, in this last game, he had to manage other teams' requests when it came to his player. That's not real coaching. Like you're the one that's been the biggest on this is Scooble.
Yeah,
like we have the greatest pitchers in America, like in the world on Team at USA. If we took from every team, my guess is our pitchers would be better than theirs starting wise. Yeah. And we didn't get that this year. No. McLean is starting the must-win game. You get my point.
Like and McLean did really well too. Like
He did. You're right, and I can't complain about it, but like
No,
he would be like 20. He'd be like 40th on our
right.
list if we.
No,
ever
I
successfully
understand what
got
he means, but like he still did really well. But
He did,
yeah,
and that's slighted
and
up nasty.
and I don't know if you want to cover this now, but like, and we talked about this last night. Like, Ronald Acuna Jr. and a lot of those Venezuelan players, they play in a winter league. Like
Yeah.
in December and January, they are playing a little bit of competitive ball against other Venezuelan teams. And like in Japan, they kind of do that too. And other like the Dominican Republic, all those other teams, they do that also. America, they do not do that. And so you have players who are resting from October to February, and they kind of do a little bit of, throwing exercises, kind of stay loose, like make sure that they're not getting rusty. But like they don't do anything. And so you expect them to come in February, you know, do a couple of exercises and then with their team, and then they join Team USA and then start the stuff in March.
They're so far behind.
Yeah, and so I mean, if I'm the manager or if I'm Rob Manfred and I'm saying, listen, if you want to play for Team USA, we got to really kick butt next year because we're getting demolished. I mean, we've only won one in the 6 tournaments that they've held, and we've owned this sport for over 150 years. This is ridiculous, and
But
so
they're not putting
I
their best
think,
product out there.
and I'll be honest, like if you told Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, a lot of those other guys, hey, instead of February, let's start in January. Let's go to Jupiter or Arizona, and let's start warming up in January. You think they're going to be like, no, I want to really rest and spend more time sitting around loafing? No, they want to play. They'll, especially if they get embarrassed the last 2 times, which I think the last 2 finals performances have been embarrassing.
Yeah, it's funny because in America we've kind of regressed on that because we were so harsh the other way in terms of like, all right, now you have colleges that only allow coaches to have a certain amount of practices, like or something like we're honestly 40 years ago, like no coach had to worry about that. They were like, I call a practice, we have it, right? Like that's just how things went. And so I'm just saying, like, that does change, I think, some of the players' mindset over time here. I love this. I do this segment every once in a while on my other podcast where I do what ifs, like meaning great moments, like what if, like oh man, like this would have been the biggest thing ever, but no, or what if this happened? And I feel like I want to show this for 2 reasons. But Bryce Harper, you said, hasn't had a good tournament, but with 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, I mean, this looked like this what's going to be one of the moments we remember before. Here's his home run from last night, tied up at 2 against Venezuela.
Harper sends a fly ball to deep center field. Better late than never. Bryce Harper has tied the championship.
What a swing from Mr. Harper. What a swing. It looked like it was going to be his moment, right? Like, you just wish it was a 3-run over. Obviously, looking back at it, but 2 outs, this is what, I mean, that's as clutch as a moment it gets from one of your best players in the game. You know what I mean? Like, whether Judge or him didn't deliver, in this moment, it looked like it was going to be big time there with it tied up at 2. Again, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Good call there by Davis as well. But you're a Harper guy. That was going to be his thing, right? That was going to be it. That was going to like top him off right there.
That was such a Bryce Harper moment.
It really was.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about what I was but yeah, that was such a great moment, and it's a shame because if you take that moment out, I mean, it's 3-0.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a 2-hit game basically.
Yeah.
Or not basically, it was a 2-hit game aside from Harper. And it's just a shame. It's not something America should be proud of. And You know, and I'm not like the biggest patriot in the world here, but I kind of get annoyed whenever other people are celebrating on our turf, and I don't like it that
Is
like
Miami our turf? No.
yes,
I don't think
true.
we probably would have been like disadvantaged to get 3 teams in that.
Yeah, that is true. But
That's why
like
I wanted
now I
Venezuela.
know what the Canadians feel like whenever America
Yeah,
beat them at hockey.
we're in Edmonton. It's like right there next to the United States. Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I just got to find it interesting. Like this tournament, like it was so good on so many levels. I want to go back to last night's game, just kind of on a few different before we close that out and maybe get into a kind of finish it up with a grander scheme of the World Baseball Classic. Last night in that game, if you're just looking at good baseball to early March, the way Venezuela was aggressive, they had Churio bunting on a couple the game before. They go. I saw a lot of comparisons to the Dave Roberts stolen base against the Yankees, 2003, and the stolen base last night. I would say a little different, but same idea, close play. He was safe though.
You knew he was going to steal.
And then he gets to second base, and then a guy who's famous for striking out a ton goes back to the Reds right this offseason. Suarez up, he ends up giving him the lead on the hit here against Whitlock, not Miller in here in the ninth inning. Here we go.
Into left center field, headed for the gap, and Venezuela has retaken the lead. And Eugenio Suarez just like that.
And, I doubt he scores from first base on that play. I mean, maybe he does. They'd have to be aggressive and maybe a bad throw happens. But that stolen base would turned out to be a big play on that hit right there. Suarez, who to me is just one of the more interesting players in Major League Baseball, because the guy can hit 50 home runs, but he strikes out of 10. He was good with the Mariners last year. So the bottom line is you probably want him on your team unless you got a better option there. There's not too many better than him. And he comes up with the big hit he'll remember. Pretty cool seeing Cabrera on the sideline there. You could tell that was a big deal for them. And I think that's probably, Logan, is my biggest takeaway is Team USA could definitely get better pitchers out here. Like that. I mean, there were good pitchers. We talked about that's a solid staff. But let's be realistic. With the pitch limit, these guys aren't pitching the real innings. And they really had 4 guys that we would say are great USA pitchers. Max Fried's not there. DeGrom's not there. Cole's not there. There's big names. Hunter Green's not there.
DeGrom would have been awesome to have in there.
Yeah, it just wasn't, like I said. If you said hey guys, you get $5 billion if you win this, you would get the 20. The managers would be like, ding, ding, ding. There you're there with it. You're on this team. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm curious how they'll take on next game. And then, I thought Venezuela just did everything better in a game to execute to win. They did everything. Willie Abreu, my God, what a performance these last couple games.
Let me tell you though, Paul Skeens, I would be scared of him if Pittsburgh got competitive in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
In the playoffs,
No doubt.
I mean, he was on another level. He was, and he had a limit too. So, I mean, imagine trying to pull him out in the 6th or 7th inning. Sorry, that was an accident right there.
I thought he was bad in game 2.
Really?
I mean, he still got out of it, but I guess what I mean for him bad is that he has the stuff to get out of jams.
Yeah.
Because he can make one pitch and get out of it or make a few. But I thought usually he has better control than he had that game. And I thought the Dominican Republic didn't take advantage of enough situations. But with that said, he's a great pitcher because even when he does it, he has it completely on pinpoint control. He has the stuff to get out of jams. And he showed heart, and he got out of, and you know what I mean? He showed a little bit of resilience there. And, but I mean, it just felt like every 5 innings, these guys were at a limit. There was no chance they were going that deep into the game there.
Yeah. The thing is that if MLB said, you know what, we're lifting the restrictions for America, they have to lift their restrictions for every other team too.
That's
and
fine.
So, Yeah, I'm just so like yeah, it's a double-edged sword because you did not want Eduardo Rodriguez for more than 4 innings.
So the reason we're doing that is because we don't trust the coaches and players to manage these guys for the big leaguers.
I don't know.
Right?
I mean
that's the bottom line.
yeah, I would say that. I would say because they don't train beforehand, like this is still the beginning of the season for them where they're warming up. They are they're afraid that they're just gonna overthrow and hurt their arm. So
Do you think that they'll use big leaguers for the Olympics in 2028?
no, I don't think so. I don't think they care enough for that. I don't think any of the American players care enough to do that, to take 2 weeks off in the middle of summer for the Olympics.
Be interesting.
I mean, America won the last one with Todd Frazier leading.
Yeah. No,
right?
I'm not. Yeah, I think the World Baseball Classic matters to more countries.
Yeah,
because you're getting all the Dominican countries, you're getting all the South America, you're getting all those countries, and then you get Japan, and so and then obviously you get a surprise like Italy this year, but those are the best teams. We know it. Everybody knows it. Those are the best teams. So anyways, it'll be interesting how USA kind of goes about it, Logan, from this point on. With do they make a statement in the Olympics and make it a bigger deal? Maybe the embarrassment of this year does. It'd be curious. I doubt it, but we'll see what I wouldn't mind them just doing it with college players either in the World Baseball Classic. I know that sounds stupid. Like, oh, I love the Stars. I'm just saying I wouldn't be anti it either if they were just like, we're putting the best college guys all together here. They're playing in this. Then they could start their regular season with their college teams.
I would like their World Baseball Classic to be like right before the real one, like say the College World Baseball Classic.
So have it like in early June,
or in February. I would say like before.
Oh, you're saying before the season starts. I gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
That would be interesting. I think you'd have somehow the MLB is going to have to take the NBA model with that in that regard, because I think MLB is actually doing better things right now than the NBA in the regular season, which
that is true.
But which I wouldn't have said ever a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I think the NBA still has them in the Olympic quality, the world narrative of how to use their best players. So,
well, it's
maybe baseball just doesn't work out that way because you're paying these guys so much money over.
Well, it's a lot easier to manage. It's a lot easier to manage basketball because they play 82 games a year, from December to
and they're playing in the off season, July.
Yeah, and so
it's different.
Yeah, they've had a break. Maybe they need to have it in like December or November.
I think I kind of like what you said, January, like February, like somewhere in there, like just kind of go. You have that little run there for 2 weeks. They've had a little winter break, and then they get to play, and then they have a little break before training camp starts. And if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Their arms are dead. Like you have to have a bigger pool, obviously, but you do the same thing they do the same thing in the NBA where they have camps throughout the year, and baseball just doesn't do that because of the injuries that pitchers have to take from this stuff. But somewhere they have to build a better team. They just right now, or they're just individuals playing together for 3 weeks, and they have to figure out how to kind of make that change a little bit. It doesn't mean they're getting guaranteed to win. I think we all know it's the game of baseball, but you get my point. Like, I think me and you would both be on that same page. So,
I would like to improve
from there.
I would like to see like Judge or Harper say like in the next WBC say, listen, we haven't really cared in the past WBCs, and because of that, we've lost 2 championship rounds, and this time we give a crap. And or whatever Harper would say, add a little bit of flavor to that one. But I want scorched earth. I want to kill every team basically. I want to destroy them. I want to make them cry at the end of it.
I mean, for that to happen, you're going to have to get buy-in, and you're going to have to get the best players buying in.
Yeah.
Who disappointed you the most? It doesn't have to be. It was a player, just something you didn't like about it. The whole thing. Is there?
I mean,
Anything?
I don't know.
What kind of disappointed you? Not necessarily about Team USA, but like in regard. I'll start out with one. Like, do we need the ABS earlier? Do we need it earlier with the Mason Miller call?
Yeah.
I don't really care about that too much, but is that that seemed like a disappointment? You don't want the game to end on an epic game. Best case scenario. I don't know. That could be.
I'm going to say that my disappointment, and it's going to shock you, was with Juan Soto.
Yeah.
His comments after losing the semifinal.
Yeah, I heard
was such a dumb thing to say. I love him, but like, you lost. The better team. He said the better team didn't win. Yeah, the better team won because you guys got like shut out. No, you guys scored 2 runs. But I mean, just take the L and like go on, move on.
Here's him striking out on that. He wants the ABS right there.
That was an ABS call right there. But still, I mean, it
it wasn't the smartest comment.
Yeah, it was just like, and then he said we proved that the Dominican Republic should be taken seriously. I'm like, no one wasn't taking you seriously beforehand. I mean, you were beating teams by 10 runs, 12 runs in every game.
The same amount as USA. He won the same amount of championships.
Yeah, and so like everyone was afraid. I thought the Dominican Republic was going to win this year. But they didn't, and so it's just like get over it, move on.
How about Japan? That's a disappointment. If you're there, they lose in the quarterfinals to the champs. But USA and Japan both go down to Team Venezuela. You talk about a tip of the little feather to put on the country there too. With that, you beat both the favorites. I mean, Japan was supposed to make it. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, and they go down to Venezuela. So
I would say another one is Puerto Rico.
Come on, Yachty. What happened? Yachty?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what. Like there were a couple of things when I saw Yachty managing that I was like, that's not something I would have done, or I think a skilled manager would have done. And I think the Pools was the same way. I was going to ask you this like last week or something, like as an audition process, like Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, even Cervelli to an extent, like did any of these guys wow you with their manager? And obviously it's a 2-week span. It's a small sample size, and they don't really get to do what they want with these players. But like, was there anything that you saw that you were like, that's disappointing? To me, it was Yachty a little bit.
Yeah, there was that. I mean, I think I kind of gave you my biggest one is the Mason Miller one. Maybe DeRosa had to be in charge of it. I will say, because I watched so much more Team USA and whoever they were playing against more than anybody else. I will say I was a little disappointed, in how the USA handled some of their best players. Like what I mean by that is like, and my greatest example is Venezuela with Churio putting him 9th, having him bunt, having them steal second base at the time. And like you said, baseball could go, it's a 1-run game. Things can go a lot of ways. But I did appreciate their manager and the way he was like, it felt like he was coaching him just based on situation and like, hey, you should be able to do this. And not overthinking, this guy plays for the Padres, this guy plays for the Marlins. Like it just felt like we were going against somebody that would like all in on their country, all in on their team. Yeah. Where I know these guys on Team USA no doubt wanted to win. They there's no doubt. They were close. I'm not saying that at all. But like, again, it's a culture differently. And when you're a small underdog like Venezuela, I felt that yesterday, and that was why I wanted them in the championship over Italy. I'm like, all the guys on Italy are from USA anyways. I want the guy. I want the guys. I want these guys that are like from a real country competing. And like for me, Logan, I got to say, for disappointment, that was the biggest thing I saw that I loved was Venezuela. I thought they were just so all in, and I saw that, and I just appreciated their fan base. Like that, what I watched the last couple days with them was, and their fans. That was, I mean, unless they were just faking it out there, that was real baseball that I enjoyed watching.
Yeah, it was like a more pure sense of the
So
baseball,
pure, man.
Like I love what we do. Like I love analyzing. Like I love all aspects of baseball. I love the game. I love the behind the scenes stuff. I love the GM stuff. I love everything else. But I every day I'm like, oh, I kind of lose the what the Billy Bean line. How can you not be romantic about baseball? It's hard to be it's hard not to be romantic about baseball. And like, I'm like, oh yeah, just seeing the Venezuelans, that's definitely a lot more of a pure fandom right there.
But you could sense it in the players. And and I think we can both admit that's what Team USA has to get. They have to get to that point. And money, you can tell, doesn't matter for the players that were involved in last night's game.
You know what they need to watch? They need to watch Little Big League and remember what the game is about.
There you
Having
go,
fun.
And commitment. I'm telling you, you can't put a team together in 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Gooball is going to come back with a vengeance in 29.
The pitching is the biggest thing, and I get it. Maybe you just get college guys. I don't know. I'm just saying, get guys that want to throw. Like you need guys that, I'm about to say get the bums of video, but like there's some ace guys out there in college that are going to be top picks. Like get them for a little bit if they're not. I just want guys that are going to play. Japan, disappointment in that as well. Aaron Judge, clutchness. Sorry, Aaron. You deserve it. Not very clutch. He did get robbed of a homer. I know that. But.
He did do well in the beginning of the tournament.
Okay, but elimination game, you got to admit it's not good.
Yeah, no.
Not good.
I was kind of expecting him to be a little bit better in the elimination game, and he wasn't. So
no, he was very disappointing. He was one of my biggest disappointments. Any strengths you see, we'll go disappointing as it comes to your mind. Anything that you really like pointed out. We talked about Venezuela's crowd. I talked about that being a big thing that I loved about it. I love the attention it brought to baseball. I mean, me and you were just hardcore it, but like my family even got behind it. My wife was like, "Oh, when's the game on?" Like, there was like, there's a part to it, but it is a USA thing for sure. But it was good baseball. I was watching the semifinals, the quarterfinals, even without Team USA too, and they were enjoying the games too. And I think that's the greatest thing I saw is that baseball has an opportunity here, they haven't had in a while.
They need to. I mean, it seems like it grows exponentially every year, especially in America, which is nice. I was talking to a guy the other day who, I mean, he doesn't care at all about baseball, but he watched the World Baseball Classic. He was like, I didn't know that they did that. And I was like, yeah, they do that once every 3 years. And he goes, oh, yeah, I was watching. It was really cool to see America versus, and there's and so people are watching, and America needs to capitalize on it. But
I think the USA thing's a big thing too. Like you have these FIBA tournaments, you have other stuff too, where it's not maybe all the final 13 players that are playing, Logan, but like it's it's always NBA players, and MLB has to get to that where it's like there's always MLB players playing in these tournaments.
Yeah.
Until you do that, you're not building the brand to its completeness, like we were talking with it. So I think me and you obviously big fans of how it turned out, other than the result in the championship game. But we kind of ripped on that enough. I want to go a little MLB with you here before we wrap it up on some team stuff. Garrett Cole back, throws an inning for the Yankees. Looks like he's coming back in late May, June. I take that as June. He's coming back. A huge deal for the Yankees, right? You get him back at that point.
Yeah.
I got to think for me, this is just me. I think Rondon will get hurt this year. in my mind, I'm already thinking he had such a great year last year. There's no way he's going to have it again this year. And that's messed up to think. But I just think, like, to me, Fried will be Fried, but you'll need Cole to pick up the rest of them in June or July when that time comes, and especially August and September when it really matters with this team because they're going to be there. Cole, to me, do you think that he is one of the more underrated pitchers in the last 20 years?
I think he's become underrated probably when Verlander joined the Astros. I would say that was when he became underrated. But yeah, like Garrett Cole has been secretly one of the best pitchers, and then he kind of fell off when he joined the Yankees the first. But he won a Cy Young
good
2 years ago. Yeah,
or is he overrated?
No, he's not overrated. I don't think. I think he's a very. I think you don't really watch him during the season, and then when everyone does watch him, it's the World Series in the 5th inning when he doesn't cover first base, which some people blame him. Some people blame who was it? The first. Oh man,
the Pirates.
Anthony Rizzo. Yeah.
Oh, Rizzo. Oh yeah, for the blame both of them. But I mean, he's still coming back for the Yankees if they can stay right there. Second, I mean, the Blue Jays and them tied last year. The Red Sox have gotten better. They better be in it, or Cole's gonna just. I do work because I think me and they're not gonna just let Cole go full out. They're not. That won't be until August or September. They let him go 6-7 innings like they would before, or something like that. So there'll be a little bit of a stretch run there with him. Disappointed to see about Hunter Green last week. Yeah, Barrios today with the Blue Jays. It always is there. There's always those injuries, though, at the beginning of the year. Always happen. There's going to be more here. mean, the week starts next week. Yankees, Giants, Netflix is the first game that they're going with.
I'm really excited about this.
I like the NBC, the idea of them being on NBC as well. I think ESPN had the way they did it before was wonderful, but it had run their course the last, I'd say, 8 years. It felt like they had dropped off majorly in coverage and the way they importantized these games. So I think it's good that they move on to somebody else, MLB there. So yeah, I like what they've done there with it. And it'll be interesting though, as we kind of head into the season here a week from now. I bet those Yankees, Giants, I'd be curious what those ratings are. I think it's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, 75% of Americans have Netflix, I would say.
And a lot of fans like the Giants and Yankees.
Yeah. It's a lot of Yankee fans. I think a lot of people are like, I think coming off the WBC, I think people are going to be like, okay, let me try baseball. And I mean, I can think of a couple of other matchups that would be better than Yankees and Giants, but
well, in terms of like fans though, of just
I get it,
a name franchise,
right?
That's other than people being like, "Oh, are you kidding me? Yankees, Red Sox again." You at least have like a National League, American League team that are well known, and Cardinals would be right there, but they're terrible right now. You'd have a few other teams right there too. So I think the Giants are Other than the Yankees, Dodgers, this is probably as good as you get.
Yeah, I just mean like with new fans, I think the Giants are going to be railroaded, but maybe not. Maybe they're going to be good.
They have a huge fan base though.
They have Luis Arias.
They do have. Hey, it's great with the great batting number 3 for Venezuela. Along the way there with it. All right, so we get Cole there involved. That Hunter Green's the biggest guy, but I think a World Baseball Classic 3 years from now, I'm like, please be in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be in this. Like,
he keeps getting injured. There's no way he's going to get insurance for it.
Like Zach Allen, Logan, why couldn't he be in this? Like, free agency, you get all that, but I'm like, he's a good pitcher. He should be in this when I'm seeing these names thrown out there right now. Nick Kurtz, you should be in there 3 years from now. Like, we'll see some guys that are going to be a little different along the way. I doubt Harper is in it. for after this point. Judge maybe, but Harper I don't think will be in it again. Schwarber probably won't be in it again. Right?
Yeah. Judge,
Whit,
I think, is a for sure.
Witt would be there for sure.
Witt, yeah.
Bregman, I don't see it.
They better bring back Trey Turner because they could have used him. But whatever, see if I care.
Hey, your boy should have been back.
Will Smith would probably be in. I would like to see Shea Langoliers in it.
Oh, he's been so awesome this. He's been so awesome this preseason too.
Yeah,
he's been so good.
You know what? Let's just put the A's into Team USA.
I would say
Butler. Let's see. I don't know any other players right now.
What? Oh my God!
I do.
Zach Ertz. Come on, Jack Wilson.
Jack Wilson, Nick Kurtz.
Lawrence Butler.
I keep thinking of Lawrence Butler. Who's the other big guy?
Soderstrom.
That's who I was thinking of.
I would say for me and you, like I said, me and you love baseball. Me and you look at the World Baseball Classic differently than most people because we've been like talking about it forever. We're into the teams. I think there's always better ways they could do it. It'd be great if all these countries had legit countrymen in it, but I think we all know that there wouldn't be real games if that was the case too in some of the situations. So there are some like plus or minuses with it, but for the most part, my big takeaway is I enjoyed real competition. I enjoyed the Latin American spirit. I thought USA had the same spirit, and I hated people saying like USA needs to play more like the Latin countries. It's like that's not how these players are brought up, whether you like it or not. What it comes down to is, are they ready to go 2 years from now? You know what I mean? Like their mindset is different here. Like they'll be into it. They just need to know that this is the schedule. And whether you hate it or not, that's the worst scenario. It's like, no, if you want our athletes, our best baseball players to be ready, they are scheduled. They are very diplomatic with what they do on a daily basis. If they know they're playing 2 years, 3 years, 4 years for a country, they're locked in. They'll figure it out how to get ready. So that's something that's going to have to be a change for USA Baseball that we haven't dealt with from this forward. And I'm curious to see is there any change with that? If not, then we could still win. Yeah. But it's going to be not the same as some of these other countries that are all in. And so that's my fear with that going forward.
It did give me like a big, I don't want to say warm, fuzzy feeling, but like a good vibe, I guess, off the players when they were given the silver medals and like Schwarber, Skeens, Harper, Judge, like they just ripped it off of their necks when they walked away. Like, nope, we're not happy with this. So it's a shame that it's going to be in 3 years because I hope that fire is still burning in them. But I think
that's where I think baseball would be fun if they did like these, like they do it with Latin countries where they have these tournaments every year or two. I think it's every 2 years. And it'd be fun if USA Baseball could get involved in those. Because that would be your point. Like they have an opportunity to play. Yeah. And that's what FIBA has with NBA and these other and like NHL hockey too. So with the Four Nations and stuff like that. So USA Baseball has to create opportunities for these countries to play you as well in smaller tournaments than the World Baseball Classic for it to grow on the international level as well. All right. Let me see if I can get Logan Stone on another MVP trivia question. Here we go.
Okay. What a team. What a ride.
What a ride. 1988 AL MVP.
Oh, crap. Alan Trammell.
No. Come on. I'll give you a big clue here, but I want to see if you'll take one more guess because you knew baseball. I would say this is probably one of the biggest compliments they give you, probably more than my guy McGurk. I feel like you know the ins and outs a little differently than he does in that regard. So I'll give it to you on that, Luke.
Yeah, 80s NL or AL and NL are so rough for me though.
I feel like
Mo Vaughn.
No, you son of a V crotch. I wasn't going to give that to you. I wasn't going to give it to you though. I was thinking about you all week though. I was like, if I went Mo Vaughn again on him, he would love that on a different level. I will say this: he's somewhere on the back behind me. I mean, that's gotta give me a huge clue. He's somewhere behind. Come on, what's my favorite team?
Yeah, Oakland. Jose never won a.
Yes,
It is it.
It is 1988 AL MVP. Jose Canseco is the answer for your most valuable player.
I should have gotten that one. 88. Because
Logan,
that was
42 homers, 124 RBIs, and the famous 40 stolen bases along the way. The first 40-40 guy in the league, 78 walks. He did strike out 128 times, but he still hit 307.
He did it all naturally too.
Well, he naturally hit homers. We know that. He naturally hit homers regardless. All right, here's a flashback video. It's not actually that far back. It goes back to spring training, but maybe you've seen the video. It was a big deal out here in the start of spring training as a Giants fan. Well, not a Giants fan, but a Giants media market, I should say. So here's our flashback video along the way here. So, all right, I'm going to bring it up. Here's Jeff Kent. He's been elected to the Hall of Fame. He's talking to obviously two of the best in the business, Mr. Kuiper and of course John Miller. You're here as well, talking about A-Rod sliding into Jeff Kent at second base.
He was your size, and he came in hard on you, and you know you survived it, but I think you got banged up a little bit.
I think you went on the deal for a little bit.
Yeah, I did. He tore my knee up. He slid and rolled his fat ass past the base, the son of a bitch, and put me out for a little while. I was not happy about that because he was a middle infielder and we were beating him up pretty good. He didn't need to be doing that.
So, not that you've thought about it much since then, but
that's half empty right there, John.
Oh man. Not that you thought about it much.
One more time.
I did, but I think you got banged up a little bit.
I think you went on the deal for a little bit.
Yeah, I did. He tore my knee up. He slid and rolled his fat ass past the base, the son of a bitch, and put me out for a little while. I was not happy.
To me, I had to show that to you. I was like, that's as good as it gets. Man.
I love John Miller's reaction to that. Okay.
Okay, all right. You haven't thought about it much. That's a good announcer right there, right? That's a good announcer. Oh, man, that was good. I thought you would appreciate that.
I forgot about it. And that was like just 2 weeks ago or something.
It was like, yeah, right at the start of spring training with it as well. So I thought you'd enjoy that. All right. I know you're on spring break. If Edwards, if you're listening, if you text me and you say, Darren Breyer, you're all that I got. Let's go Saturday at 10 a.m. I'd be like, I'm all in, Josh. Let's go. Let's hit up Logan. Let's see if we can get the three of us back together, and we'll do a podcast, right? We'll do a Josh Edwards. Come on, hit us up. I'm willing to go. Anytime.
We will talk all about how great Ozzie Smith is,
and we will love him. What an arm! What an arm!
Yep.
Cal Poly, 4 hours from me. What a
I actually saw a video today. This guy, he was watching, he said, I guess he just reacts to old players and like in their prime. And so he says, someone told me that I need to look up this Ozzie Smith guy. And he's like, I've never heard of him. Apparently he's supposed to be the best shortstop of all time, but that can't be true. And so he starts watching and he's like, oh my goodness. And he's like showing like Ozzie jumping over the bag, throwing midair. I mean, all those great plays that Ozzie did. He was
a gymnast, played shortstop. That's what he was. He's a freak of nature. He, obviously got some hits. I would say it's what he's known for, but he got some clutch hits along the way. The Cardinals fans, there's no doubt about that. But Edwards, you hit me up tomorrow. I'm on, so let's go. Well, I'm willing to go to work. I got tomorrow off. Friday as well. Thank you, spring break here. We appreciate that. Logan Stone the same way. World Baseball Team USA, get it together. Yep. Get it together. Let's go. I want to figure out.
Do it for your country.
Let's go. Do it for us.
I'll send a flock of bald eagles to your houses.
You know how much unnecessary time me and Logan have spent talking baseball. We appreciate you. Let's go. We do not need this.
I'm a Cardinals fan and a Yankees fan. I don't have much going for me. I gotta have my Team America.
Well, if I tell you what team I am, I have less going for you. So that's what we got. I got that one. I got less with you. Though. All right, Logan Stone under Brian. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see if Edwards hit this up. All right, Logan. A good show. I'll see you next time, buddy. Peace.
See you.